pleased and honored today to have the program, and our speaker today is someone that I think you'll glean a lot of knowledge from. It's a history lesson and something I think will be quite entertaining as well. It's Virginia Carroll.
Y'all ready for this?
We're ready.
Okay. I think that you can hear me.
Miss Carroll, we're going to give you this. We got a few that are hard to hear. If you can use it, and if not, that's okay.
I'm going to tell y'all about when I first came to Gilmer. You know, I'm about the oldest somebody left in Gilmer. And I've seen a whole lot. I've done a whole lot. And when I first come down, I was young. And I want y'all to know that when I did first come, there was some things here that just shocked me. Okay, and I want to tell you about it. And it was the spindle top and a tent show. Now I come from Brumley, and we had seen the tent show, but that was all. We certainly didn't have spindle top out there. And now there was just no traffic lights in the middle of the streets. There was these cone-shaped things, and it says stop. Oh my golly, you stopped and you looked. And then there was a bump in the middle of the street around there. In the middle of the street around the courthouse square. Now the telephone company was down there, and they had a girl down there, and she'd say, "Number, please." You tell her your number, she would put it in, and it would be directed to there. There was about 5 people on each line, and they all had a different ring. So you didn't answer your neighbors, you just answered your very own. And the driver's license bureau, I want y'all to know, if he was from Tyler, and he only come to Gilmer one time a week, and he did the driver's license. He did everything out of the turtle hull of his car, and that worked out just fine. And we had two grocery stores, and 3 church houses, and Spindle Top. And Spindle Top, I want y'all to know, was a whorehouse.
Oh my.
It really was. And it was a big old round white house on the hill about where the Dairy Queen number 2 is now. And it was referred to as Spindle Top. And the property was owned by Mr. Sid Mohorn. Y'all know, you see it. It was owned by his daddy. And the ladies in the churches, now they raised Cain about it being out there, but there wasn't a darn thing that they could do about it. And I remember one time that a medicine show come to town. And they brought their show in on a flatbed truck and pitched a tent out there at the end of North Montgomery in the pasture close to where Dean's Mill is now. And on some cheap handbills that was circulated around town, they reported would be a play put on each night after dark. And it was said that the actors would be from New York City and were touring the country, and the troupe had come by train and was staying at the Genocchio Hotel over in Marshall. Now, the handbill also stated that if there would be a couple agree to get married at the show, that they would receive a new set of dishes and a free bill of groceries. Now, the tent show always caused quite a stir in a town, especially a town like Gilmer. It was free entertainment for the entire family and a chance to see pretty dressed up actors from New York City. And if spring fever was plaguing any of the family, you have a chance to buy a bottle of their special medicine for whatever ails you. Now, after everyone had gathered under the tent, a slick-tongued dude, all dressed up fit to kill, with his black hair all combed and stuck tight to his head, would begin to peddle his cure-all medicine. Now, he would start, and he would begin, and he would say, this is a cure-all. And he'd start out and he'd say, folks, step right up. Ladies, may I have your attention? Does your husband snore? And gentlemen, does your wife suffer from fainting spells, ceaseless chattering, uncontrollable conniptions, and is she cranky with the kids? Then you all won't listen, and y'all won't listen good. Or what I have in here in this little bottle is Miracle Serpentine oil. And I want to tell you something right now. And this is a gospel truth. No matter what ails you, no matter how bad you're feeling, I guarantee you that nothing will work better than this here medicine. Now, just who wants to be the first one to take home a bottle of this here miracle tonic? Just step right up, hand the dollar. Yes, it's just $1. And hand it to my pretty little assistant here. Now, the two pretty little assistants, all dressed up in their pretty little silk dresses and with their boa. Oh, listen, they dressed up out there. You just don't know. It just, Gilmer just really got a good show. And they would let that boa slip off of their shoulder every once in a while. And many of them church-going ladies, they caught their breath and they blushed a deep red. And then when they saw how skimpy and low that dress really was at the bottom, but the men folks now, y'all, they put on a smile that even the undertaker couldn't wipe off. And I heard one lady tell her husband, I was sitting right close to her, and I heard her tell him, she says, now looky here. She says, if you dare look at that gal like I think you going to, God is going to put your eyes out. And then I heard him say, when he covered one of them eyes, by God, I'm going to risk one of them. Now, when the second night of that show rolled around, the two pretty little girls with the dress and the bow, well, one of them got sick. And this caused quite an alarm with the producer. And he thought, and finally he decided to go out to Spindletop, out to the whorehouse, and ask if he could borrow one of the ladies out there to fill in until the other girl was feeling better. Well, I want you to know that she got her high-heeled slippers, she got her dress, she got her boa, and she was tickled to death to come and fill in. And she did quite well. And she loved wearing that dress and that feather boa. Everything was going just like clockwork when no one in Gilmer knew what was that wasn't the showgirl that had got sick. But she had a jealous husband that she thought was still over at the Genocchio Hotel in Marshall. Now the husband, he got to thinking he might be missing something over in Gilmer, so he caught a ride with a Bodecker ice cream man that was delivering ice cream to the stores here, and so he stepped up off that truck at Gary Reed Drugstore, and he asked at the taxi stand if he could buy a pint of whiskey and get a ride out to the 10th show. Both of these were provided, and when he got to the 10th show, that wedding was already over, and the couple was already married and had a new set of dishes and a free bill of groceries. Now that troupe had sold over 75 bottles of that their serpentine medicine. And by this time, that jealous husband, he had drunk all that pint of whiskey. And when it come time for them two ladies to do their number, listen, I want you to know that they was really going. This girl out at the 10th show, at the whole house, she got to twirling them beads, she got to doing that bowl, she was into it, I want y'all to know. And anyway, he stretched his neck and he blinked his eyes trying to find his spouse. And about that time, the girl from out of Spindletop, she really got into it, I mean to tell you. And she got to flipping that bowl around, and she got to winking at all the men. and that drunk husband, he let his temper get the best of him, and from out of his boot, he quickly took out a little old pistol, and he shot her dead in her tracks, right out there at the 10th show. And the sheriff at that time jumped up and said, "Good God, man, look what you've done." And all at once, a dozen of them men around me, they got up and they stood up and they yelled, "Yeah, just look what you've done. You done shot and killed the best damn whore in Gilmer." And that's the way it was, and it was true.
Top that, Larry.
Pardon?
Hey, Lanny,
Yes.
you know, back when that phone system was like that, you didn't have to know the number. I'd pick up the phone and if Bledsoe would answer, I'd say, "I want to talk to Mama." And she'd connect me to Mama down at the store.
Judy did too. "I'm Jean." She'd say, "I'm Jean. I want to talk to my grandmother." And I'm Jean would say, "Okay."
There wasn't much that went on in town that she didn't know.
No, But I thank y'all for asking me.
Thanks for coming,
Thank
Miss
you, David.
Virginia. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you being here. All right, any other announcements that anybody has? We may be out here a little